Monkey, Kaiju, Dragon Ball, and more. It's Steven's Toy Reviews.
Hello there, collectors, and happy birthday to Donkey Kong. Today's video is part 1 of a 2-part series to celebrate Dong's 40th birthday. Reviews of the best, at least I think so anyway, 6-inch scale Donkey Kong figures. Here, we're going to be taking a look at the Kong family. As we'll see, unfortunately, one member wasn't able to really make it here. Without further ado, let's see what lines you'll mix and match and take a trip down memory lane with to fix up and add to your collection. Let's start with the birthday boy himself, Donkey Kong. Yes, there is the World of Nintendo one, but with the Ben Presto one, we do have a better option. Scales well with the World of Nintendo releases and the SH Figuart stuff, and works nicely with other properties. You want to take something from the Legend of Zelda series? Great. Metroid, fantastic as well. He's very accurate to the game models we know and love, though the paint quality may be a bit, well, touch and go, unfortunately. He's a vinyl figure, so those familiar with them, very basic articulation. Price, unfortunately, can go anywhere from $10 to $45, so be sure, if you're looking to pick this one up, to be on the hunt. Diddy Kong. World of Nintendo, hands down. Looks like the game models we know and love. I said that about Donkey Kong as well. Very minimal QC issues for about $10 or so at MSRP, and this one is surprisingly frequently reissued, which is a good thing. However, whether or not he actually shows up in stores or on e-tailer websites, that's a bit different. He looks great and he moves very well too when we talk about articulation. It's not very often you get the most accurate figure, to the game model anyway, and it's also the most affordable. Before we go ahead and move on to the next thing we're going to go ahead and talk about, note that this guy comes with a banana box and a bunch of bananas for an accessory. Fun stuff. Here's a quick demonstration of the articulation for Dk and Diddy. Rather simple for DK, some basic swivels, shoulders and hips, while Diddy has swivels, hinges, pretty solid range of movement, no real issue standing for Diddy either. As you can see, Diddy will probably be the most complicated figure in terms of engineering that we're going to be taking a look at today. Now let's take a look at the rest of the cast. Cranky Kong, the original DK. Can you believe this whippersnapper is only 40? Neither can I. Now, here's the thing. This is the toy site smashing Cranky Kong. Well, we'll see why he's smashing in a minute, but this one is old. Like, sitting in my toy box for several years old. Like, when I was a kid, old. Yeah. He's supposed to have glasses, which have broken off over time, and at release, he came with a coconut and a banana. Those are long since gone, and his luscious white beard, it's not as nice. So this would just be for documentation. We're not going to be taking up close and personal shots because this is not the finest specimen for Cranky. Next, the Nagasakia Dixie Kong. Hope I pronounced that right. Alright, so this model is a bit uncanny, not gonna lie, but it's larger than the World of Nintendo, which saw a wide retail release, and it fits better in scale with the rest of the figures, and it's actually articulated. Now, something of note when it comes to price, this one can definitely vary. Obviously, this is going to be more so available in Japan, or it was when it was actually made. You can actually find this for as cheap as I did for about 900 yen before shipping and middleman fees, or you can go the less invested route and find one on eBay when it does pop up for north of $50. Choice is going to be yours on that one. Now, for me, this one was a bit difficult to build because, well, there weren't clean snips, so it doesn't look all that great when built together, and the parts didn't snap together as well as I'd have liked. Still, can't get them to squeeze together no matter how hard I try, but still, I think that Dixie, when put together, looks very good. Bouncing on right back over to Toy Site, we have the Chest Slammin' Kiddy Kong. Only released alongside a Chest Slammin' Donkey Kong, which, no, You don't want that. You want the Kiddy Kong. Now, interesting with this one, I've heard conflicting stories because Chess Slammin' Donkey Kong was released on his own, and I've heard that Kiddy Kong may have only been released in certain regions, most notably possibly only in Canada, but then I've seen this available through resellers on eBay in the United States. So I can't say for certain, but those are stories that I've heard. Now, Kiddy Kong here, though he is sold in a set with Donkey Kong, does come with a bottle accessory, which has no use, but hey, you get it. Now, the only other Kiddy Kong figure on the market, aftermarket that is going to be one that came as a Kellogg's pack-in. No. Something to take note here is that for many years, Kiddy Kong was between $10 and $30 by himself or in a pack sealed with Donkey Kong. Now, however, he goes by himself in rough condition for $100. So definitely be on a hunt for a good deal for this one. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the articulation for these last three figures that we looked at, which is rather simple. Cranky and Kiddy both have gimmicks where you press the button on their backs, and they do what their name implies. They also have rather simple articulation here and there, basic swivels, because hey, it was the time that they were made, and articulation wasn't necessarily the name of the game. Whereas Dixie, as I mentioned before, has a few points like hinges and swivels and just a couple of ball joints. Note that there are other models made in the same line that Dixie was, like Diddy and Mario, so if you do like Dixie, you do have other options. Now, unfortunately, you may have noticed that there was a huge gap that I did not cover, and that's going to be Funky Kong, who could not be here with us today. Rest in peace. I couldn't find my old Funky Kong, and if I were to get a new one, I'd want him to be complete. So here's a picture of the toy site Surfin' Funky Kong. Of note as well, here's a pic of the mint in sealed box, or sealed on card, toy site Donkey Kong figures of Donkey Kong most notably and Diddy, and of course we'll throw Cranky in there as well. Credits to whoever may have taken this picture. There are other options on the market, so you don't have to get what was presented here. This is just what I feel would be the best representation of these characters. Just like the Takara vinyls from the Donkey Kong animated series. These go for a more specific look, not necessarily accurate to the game, so they're not on the list here, but we will see some of them soon. DK, Diddy, Dixie, Cranky, and Funky all have vinyls. Finally, what about Lanky, Chunky, Kremlings? Well, Toy Site did plan others for a Wave 2, and they never got made. A few of the protos did make it into the hands of private collectors, but they never saw a wide release, and they never will. Rest in peace. To wrap up part 1, here's a size comparison of everything from both parts 1 and 2 that may be helpful for you in sizing up your Kong figures. Hopefully that this will be a huge help for you, so this way you can plan out your display options and see exactly what I'm talking about for sizing. That's it for part 1 of this 2-part Donkey Kong celebration. For the 6-inch scale, these figures are fantastic and what I believe to be the best representations of them on the market. If you don't agree with me, there are other options as we showed earlier, and I would also make mention again, you can look to Banpresto, World of Nintendo, and Takara for alternatives like we discussed. So hey, I'm not telling you this is what you have to buy, I'm just pointing you in the right direction to make your hunt a bit easier. Now, if you're watching this on the date this video uploaded, come back tomorrow for part 2 where we take a look at King K. Rool and his underlings. Or if you're watching this at some point in the future, both videos are already up. Go ahead and check them out. Well, collectors, that brings us to the end of the video today, and I just wanted to take a second to thank you so much for watching. Now you've heard a lot from me, I'd like to hear a little bit from you. Drop in the comments down below whether or not you liked it, you hated it, or maybe you were somewhere in between. I also want to take an extra second here for a nice, humongous thank you to all the patrons for STR over the last month who have really helped the channel grow into what it can be today. So to all of you, 2 big thumbs up. Thank you very much. And now the end card should be popping up, which will give you a few clickable links, like maybe to subscribe or head on over to my Patreon, or some short URLs like to my social media or to my Teespring store. There's also a video I hand selected for you, so if you want to watch another STR video, I hand selected some good content for you to watch, so definitely check out that video. Thank you again so much for watching, and I'll catch ya in the next video.